What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Ridge Runners Archery YouTube channel. Today we are going to go through my setup that I ran all of last year and going to continue to run this year. To me, that was terrible.
The winter challenge.
Well, I can't remember what it's called. Brow time, dude. Oh, yes. So this is the Mathews Lift 29.5. I have the 75-pound mods on there. They are 80% let off, and they're a 29-inch draw mod. So this is the original match strings that came on the bow. So had those for over a year now and haven't had any issues yet. We do have the HHA Tetra Max Rise Tournament sight on here. This one's the single post double pin indicator. Really like the single pin on this one. I've ran an HHA in the past, just a single post. I think that was like the Optimizer Lite. I ran that a while back. But I really liked the single post, really good sight picture. The double pin's really nice, gives you, for me it's a 20 and about 38, 39 pin indicators. It's a set distance for your pins. And then on your indicator on your wheel, I can spin it around on the wheel over here. There's a double indicator right back here. So right now I get a 20 and about a 39. I do shoot that for 40 for whitetail. So another thing I like about the HHA sight here is the wheel. It's smooth, even when it's not locked. It's got a little bit of resistance, I mean not much resistance, but it's smooth. And then when if you don't want to lock it, you can just leave it. A lot of times when I'm elk hunting, I'll leave the lock off, and then I'll just kind of leave it at home, and then that way if I need to dial past 40, it's just, I don't have to do any unlocking of the sight. But another really nice thing, it's got the first, second, third axis adjustments. So we can move on from the sight and we'll talk about the rest. This is the QAD MX2 Ultra Rest. It's the new one from QAD. It is cable driven, and it's got really nice micro adjust for the windage and the elevation if you do need to fine tune. We can move down to the grip. This does have side plates on it. I run those Mathews side plates, nice and thin profile, not a whole lot of bulk, so that's why I really like that. And I do use the Bowmar grip tape. I've ran that for probably the last several years. I think maybe 4 or 5 years. It's got really good tack when it's wet, dry. If your hands are sweaty, still really good tack. And then moving down, I just use for a wrist sling, just 550 paracord. Just cut it and do a double knot, nice and easy. The stabilizers, I run a front and a rear, or a side, however you want to look at it. The front is longer. This is about 12 and a half, 13 inches. With the weights on, it's definitely over 13 inches. I have a quick disconnect. This is the Shrewd Mathews edition. I think it's the Mathews edition. No, it's just the Shrewd. It's an 8-degree down angle. Just really like the way that pin sits whenever I'm holding on a target. And then I run I think we measured this at about 9 inches, the back bar here. And I run 6 ounces on the back, and then I run 3 on the front. Just seems to hold really nice for me, and that's just what's comfortable. I do use this. This one's another Shrewd product. This is the V-bar adjustable bracket, so you can kick your sidebar out, bring it in tight. You can drop it down, bring it up, however you feel most comfortable. It's really adjustable. That's why I like it. Not a whole lot else we can go over, but I do use these EXO, the Engaged limb legs. Really like those. I actually use those limb legs just about everywhere, from my backyard to even at the range. And then I guess the only other thing I didn't go over was the Raptor peep sight that I have here. Just like the way it lines up with the scope that I use here. I think this is a 3/16. That's just what fits my eye and fits the scope housing that I run, so that's what I use. I like the Raptor peep. I do have the Mathews products like the Silent Connect system. Really nice to use whether you're using a sling or you're using the protector for the cables and the strings and the cams, that Mathews protector. Works really slick, or if you're using it as a way to get your bow up. Really easy, just hook a loop on there and then hoist it on up to your tree stand. I do run the quiver. It's the, right here, I got it. I guess this is the detachable version. So it's not the super slim two-piece version, but that's what I run. I like it because I can disconnect this when I'm whitetail hunting in the tree stand or in the blind. I like to take it off, and then when I'm out west, usually just keep this on. So that's my bow setup. For the arrow setup, I run these Rip TKOs. These are the Elite V1s. I'm running a 250 spine just based on my arrow or my draw weight, draw length, and then kind of the components up front and the weight that I'm choosing to use up there. I do cut these to right at my draw length, so I use the 29 inches. It kind of keeps the field point, especially the broadheads, not really the field point, but the broadheads, kind of right out in front of the riser just a little bit, sticking out a little bit, just in case. Total arrow weight is 492 grains-ish, 491 and a half is the average. And for components, I really like the iron will components. 50 grains for the insert, 10 grains for the collar, and then I'm running 125 grain field tip or broadhead. So total up front was 185. And I really like that front weight up on the front here. And I think the FOC, I can't remember, I think it's around 15%, maybe 16. I'd have to probably calculate that again to confirm that, but on the back end here I run the AAE Hybrid HP vanes. Really like those, good steering ability with the fixed blade broadheads. I generally like a lighted nock. I'm a hunter, so that's what I like to use. I'm running right now the Nocturnal Shift lighted nocks. It's got a nice little switch up front here, just to, you don't need a tool or anything. The next thing we'll go through with my current setup is the release aid, and I'm currently running the Carter 2 Simple. This is the handheld thumb button release. I used to run index style wrist strap release, switched to this Carter 2 Simple about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I really like the index releases in the fact that it's attached to your wrist. Really no chance of losing it or anything, but when I came across the Carter 2 Simple, I ended up buying it and using it, and I really like how consistent my anchor point is when I'm drawn. And I also feel like when I can wrap into my thumb barrel, I can get real crisp, clean breaks and getting that surprise break that you really want. I do have a custom thumb barrel on this. I use the Oki custom knobs, ordered that through him. The next thing we can move on to would be the broadhead selection that I'm kind of tossing between. I've used all three of these for hunting, but I've only actually shot at animals with two of them. I've used the Sever before on hunts, but I've never actually had the chance to use it on an animal. So this is the Sever 1.75, 1.7 inch cut diameter. Really nice, really big holes. But again, I haven't actually got to use it, but I've heard good things. This broadhead is the Grim Reaper Micro Hades Pro. And this one I've killed a couple of critters with. I think really just two white-tailed deer. One was a doe, one was a buck. Really like the cutting diameter on this fixed blade and really good blood trails. Both animals that I use this Micro Hades on, no issues with the blood trail. Very easy to follow. And the third broadhead that I'm gonna probably use this year, this is the Beast Broadhead. This is the 2.0, 2-inch cutting diameter on that Beast Broadhead. I have used that on two animals, only recovered one. The first animal I shot it on was an elk and I hit it way back. The interesting thing was we had a really good blood trail. Awesome blood all through a meadow. So the blood trail wasn't the issue, it was the shot placement, and that was on me. So we didn't find that animal, but we had a really good blood trail for that one. And then I also killed a whitetail buck with the Beast Broadhead with that 2-inch cutting diameter. With that whitetail, we had really good blood trail as well. Again, it was a farther back than I wanted shot. Broadhead did really well and opened up a good wound channel. So that's currently what I'm running and what I've been testing for the last year or so. Look forward to continuing to test these. So stay tuned for the next episodes coming up. There are going to be some arrow building episodes. I'm going to switch the site here. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and like, and see you on the next one.